at the bake that we created in our previous video, you can see here we have the normal map information and we have our previous sculpt layers which are still active inside the layers panel, but they're not actually influencing this paint model that we've baked. We have here sub D and this long number here, and this is the color information that was baked from the shader that we used, which was essentially a white shader or a very light grey. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to revert back to how this was prior to baking, and we'll look at creating some color information on the actual sculpt. So I've jumped back into the sculpt workspace here where we've still got our high resolution multi-res dinosaur, and if you remember we have our layers, our UVs already created on this, but we reverted to the stage where we haven't actually baked anything yet. And before I do that process again, I'm going to use this opportunity now to create some color on this actual high resolution mesh. First thing I'll do is I'll create a new layer and I'll give this one a name and I'll call it COL for color, and I'll just call it a base for now. And this time I'm going to move down to the painting tab down here and select this brush here, and again I'll choose one of the basic brushes just for now. And what I'll start to do now is I'll just choose a color from here, or choose this sort of dinosaur picture here and maybe sample some colors from this particular image. So all I need to do now on this particular layer is to start vertex painting, or poly painting if you come from a program like ZBrush, the vertices. Now in 3DCoat we can paint our color and we can also paint our specular all in one go onto the verts. I'm not going to do that for now. I'm just going to turn off the specular and I'm just going to leave it on just raw color for now. Let's change our brush over to a softer brush, and let's just very quickly just start to paint in over here. And I've got my symmetry enabled, as you can see down here, so I'm painting on both sides of our model. Okay, and let's do a kind of flesh type of color inside the mouth. So I'll just make this a little bit more red on there, and let's just start to do the interior of the mouth. And I'll lower the size of the brush, just start to work on this. So I'm not using a Wacom, I'm only using the mouse to do this for now, so that's why it's a little bit rough, so it's okay just for demonstration. And a good way to actually, when you are using this paint tool, you can use V on the keyboard and color sample. So now, for example, because I was using that flesh tone, I can go back to that green and start to fill in the jaw and etc. here. Let's just go round, front, and then maybe I want to choose this sort of darker color here, and let's just mimic those eyes that we've got just to work around. So fill that in, and we've got all the options as well where we can sort of reduce our opacity. So let's say, for example, I want to just do a more transparent version of that and just fade it in. You can do that in here. V, let's bring back that, and maybe the other way and just reduce that down a little bit. Make the brush a lot bigger. V, let's go back to that green. Bring my opacity for the color back up again. And you basically get the idea of what I'm doing. So I'm essentially just blocking in these colors here. And let's say I wanted this to be darker down the back here. Use a little bit more of this. Bring the opacity down. So let's leave it at that now. We will do a better version of this, and we'll go over this in the next series of videos of painting this model, but this is just a quick demo just to get the foundation of what we'll be doing in the next video. Okay, so let's just say that's done on here. And with this color base now done, we're all set to go. So now at this point, we'll go back to the previous method that we did where we were baking. So to do that, we need to go to the modeling room. You can see we have our UV island, we have our mesh here as well. And I'm going to go to bake with normal map. I'm going to load in that previously saved outer and inner shell. And I'll just choose that outer shell. If you remember, there was a little bit of poke through on this. So let's go over to here. You can see it there. Let's just raise that up locally. Let's check again if there's any other areas. I think there was a little bit here on the mouth. So let's just tap the mesh there just to inflate it to cover that up. And we're good to go. So let's say OK, and this time we're going to bake all that normal information that we baked previously, but in addition to that we're now going to bake the color information that we've just painted. So let's say OK, and again we'll choose a 4K map, and we'll leave all our options the same again, and we'll say OK. So now it will go away and it will bake to a 4K map the normal information and the color information. Okay, now it's done. Let's jump back over to the paint room as we did before. We'll hide our sculpt, and now we can see that color information has been baked into our newly created map. So here we can see that layer as well that we named in the sculpt workspace. We can see color, and we can see the default normal map that we baked out in the first session. So now if I turn this layer off, then the color is erased from there, and we can see in our little UV editor down here the color area that we were painting, and this is all on a single layer. And similarly here we can turn off the normal map information as well. So let's do that, and then we can see we are back to our base mesh again. So let's bring back our normal map and bring our wireframe on so that we can see what we've achieved there. So in the same way that we built up the sculpt layer passes, we can build up color passes and specular passes as well on our model inside of the sculpt workspace, because we have an overlap of tools that we can use in these spaces. So in the next video we're going to work on this in much more detail now and do a much better job of creating a color map on here. Now my preferred method of working is to create the color information inside of the paint workspace rather than the baking that we've just done in the sculpt workspace. And that's the method that we will use in the next video. However, it is important to understand that you can colorize your initial sculpt mesh through Vertex polypainting and work in that way too. See you next time.